Welcome back to Butterfly Effect Tarot. My name is Lorraine, and today's topic is regarding your next romantic relationship and some key details I wanted to come out regarding that relationship. So, there are going to be three groups, and the timestamps for each group will be in the description box in the comments section below. If the readings and messages resonate, please feel free to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if you choose. To my subscribers and returning viewers, as always, thank you. I appreciate you. To newer viewers, welcome. And if interested after this video, you can return to my channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into each one of your messages. Welcome to your reading, Pile 1, regarding your next romantic relationship. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled 5 cards, asking the question of what are some key details that needed to or wanted to come through regarding your next romantic relationship. And I'm going to go ahead and identify the 5 cards that came through, and then we'll get into your reading. So the first card out is the Queen of Swords, followed by the Seven of Cups. And then we have the Chariot, followed by the Seven of Pentacles. And then the final card out is the Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck energy is the Hermit. So really quickly, it does not matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy, the messages should apply no matter what. So this group was a bit complex, I will be honest. So for your group, I did pull from a second tarot deck and I pulled 3 clarifying cards to get more insight, to kind of understand your energy a little bit better, because your energy feels a bit closed off. I don't know if that's the energy you're in now, or maybe the energy you'll be in at the point that this connection comes together. But for the second tarot deck, the clarifying cards we got is the Star card, followed by the Nine of Pentacles. And then we have the Knight of Swords as the final card out. Bottom of the deck energy is the Eight of Pentacles. So there's a plethora of messages and details that have come through that are very key to your next romantic relationship. So it seems that your future spouse is somebody who is, oh, wow, I said future spouse. You know what? The Emperor showed itself. So I actually was going to touch on that specific key element later on in the reading. But the fact that that came up now, I'm going to go ahead and get it out the way. I do feel like for this group, your next relationship, for some of you, potentially all of you, but definitely for, I believe, some of you, your next romantic relationship will be with someone who I do feel like you will have a 10 of cups with, because the 10 of cups showed itself when I was pulling for the clarifying cards, and the Emperor showed itself when I pulled in both tarot decks. And that is definitely something I was going to point out at the end. But the fact that I said future spouse and not your future romantic partner speaks volumes. So now that we've got that out the way, I don't have to really go more in depth into that later on. But for this group, it feels like your future romantic partner is someone who is coming in with a Knight of Swords type of energy. So your energy kind of feels a bit closed off, as I mentioned. You're coming out with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords and the Hermit energy. This is the energy of somebody who's very much in their head. I get the vibe that you're somebody who could be a bit closed off, detached. Some of you could have given up on love. Some of you could be older, or at least old souls. You're giving very much somebody who's very wise, very smart, very much somebody who has very strong boundaries, and you don't allow anyone to cross those. So I feel like your future spouse is going to view you as something of a challenge, someone who is a bit of a challenge to get close to. And I feel like they're going to want to study you. I feel like they are going to study you. They're going to study everything about you. But I do feel like while they're studying you and watching you, observing you, and trying to kind of figure you out, you'll be focused on yourself. You'll be focused on your career, because there's a lot of pinnacles out here. So it is very prevalent here that you may meet your future spouse at work, or you may meet them while you are maybe traveling for work with this Chariot card, or while you're again working in the same company. You may work for them, they may work for you, or you two could be partners, like business partners, or coming together to collaborate on something, and then it kind of moves forward. But I feel like for this group, you could be a little bit jaded with this Queen of Swords and Seven of Cups. I feel like with the Seven of Cups energy, this is emotions, it's also options and choices. So I feel like for you, there will be other suitors. There will be people that are vying for your attention. There will be people who will be making offers, who will be watching you, who will be wanting you. But I feel like you will have a very Queen of Swords, hermit type of approach to these people. So I do feel like these will be offers that are declined, perhaps because you don't see them as viable, or because, again, with the Chariot coming out after the Seven of Cups, you're very focused on your journey. your purpose, your career, your life's goals, your achievements. And that's what you're very focused on. You're not operating from a heart space when this comes in. So I do feel like your future romantic partner will have to pursue you or get your attention by meeting you on your level, at your level. With the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords, this means that this person may try to get to your heart through your mind, right? Which means that while you two may be working closely together or collaborating or whatever, or however you come together, this person may be more of a friend, right? Somebody that, or maybe just like somebody that you are casual with. Maybe you guys will have a lot of conversations. You will kind of, this person's going to slowly chip away at you in a sense. You know, your energy feels like an onion, like it's layered. And I feel like, again, that could be because you've had some disappointments in love and you kind of don't want to take the risk of being hurt again. But there's a lot of focus of you really healing, transforming, and really focused on your pentacles, your empire, improving yourself. There will be quite a few glow ups, but one main glow up I feel like you may go through financially and perhaps physically on the journey or as the time passes, when by the time you get to this person, because they're viewing you as the star and specifically in the Nine of Pentacles. So this lets me know that you will be very successful and very financially abundant. You will be enjoying the finer things in life. I do feel like you will be enjoying your singlehood and you will not be looking for love at all. You will have suitors. You will be very attractive. I feel like your energy is a bit of an enigma. You kind of give a energy of mystery. So I think this person views you as very mysterious. And I do feel like this person is turned on by how detached you are. I think they like that there are people that desire you, but you're not easy to get close to. And it's very much something that draws this person in even more. It's like they really want to uncover and get to the core of who you are. And I do feel like this person may see to the core of who you are. I feel like you are somebody who's very loving and compassionate and who does at the core have a Queen of Cups energy, but I feel like it's guarded and it's kind of protected. So you operate from emotional intelligence as opposed to the emotional heart space. But I do feel like this person will see you as somebody compassionate, but definitely somebody who is no nonsense. And I do get the vibe that this person may have suitors as well. I feel like this person may be somebody who is very well sought after. I do feel like this is a person who may also be financially well off and successful. And I feel like what's interesting here is that you are being viewed by this person as like in this hermit energy and to yourself. So I feel like it's like there are different people that are probably throwing themselves at this person or trying to get their attention, just like there's people trying to get yours. But what I think this person finds interesting about you is you kind of can take them or leave them. You have something of an energy where you can take love or leave it, or you can kind of take a person or leave them. It's like all these different, feminine or masculine energies are wanting this person or seeing this person as this kind of, again, kind of emperor, maybe empress type of energy. And even though they are more than likely very attractive and successful and eligible partner, you're not interested. And I think that it's kind of what making you stand out even more. You're just focused on yourself. You're focused on your business. You're very serious about your goals. You're very serious about your dreams. You take your career serious. You take yourself serious, and you take your boundaries serious. So you two will have very deep conversations. And I feel that's how this person is going to kind of renew your hope, because the star card is out here. And I do feel like maybe you will renew their hope as well. Perhaps you two could be mirroring each other, and that could be why this person is able to meet you at your level to get close enough to you to have a relationship with you, whereas these other Seven of Cups options did not even get close. I feel like this person is viewing you as somebody who is very spiritually inclined, very wise, very mature, very emotionally intelligent, very attractive, but somebody who is very much, I'm looking for the right word here. You don't, your energy doesn't come across as cold, at least from this person's perspective. From my perspective, it does give aloof, but I feel like this person is viewing you as very responsible. I guess that's the best way to put it. Like you're somebody who's focused more on your responsibilities, not so much focused on dating, not focused on going out and to the clubs and having fun and all those things. But with the Nine of Pentacles, you are somebody who does enjoy the finer things. You could be somebody that enjoys being home, enjoying the comforts of your home, having a beautiful and comfortable home, going out to nice dinners. You enjoy the finer things in life from a mature perspective. More of, again, that's why I said I feel like some of you are older, or you just give old soul vibes. So I feel like this person may court you in a very old fashioned type of way. It's none of the I do feel like with the Knight of Swords energy, it is swift. So this person will be very assertive and direct with how they approach you, but they will move with a lot of patience, right? With the Eight of Pentacles, this is about building, taking time. And then the Nine of Pentacles is out here. This person is going to have to slowly prove to you who they are, who their authenticity. They're going to have to slowly build up trust and loyalty, build a foundation, build a kind of bond and connection with you. But I feel like it's going to be through work or through something very platonic. And as that process goes, as you start to feel more comfortable with this person, I feel like that's what's going to have you in this star energy, where you'll kind of open up and you'll start to see them in a new light, in a more renewed light, almost like they're going to restore your hope and faith in love and the possibilities of love. And as I stated, I do feel for some of you, this will be your future spouse, because the Ten of Cups did show itself during the clarifying cards, and the Emperor showed itself twice in both tarot pullings, the clarifier and in the first original tarot pull. So I do feel like, and that would make sense, because with the Queen of Swords energy, this is somebody who, as I stated earlier, is not looking for love. This is usually a single person who's very authoritative. This is somebody who others come to for advice or for decisions. This is somebody who is a very well respected, honorable, kind of prestigious energy that I'm getting. And I feel like this person will admire that. But it feels very single. It feels very, very much somebody who likes to be alone, or who prefers it because it just feels safer. Hermit energy, on your own, looking within, always constantly getting to know yourself, constantly working on your internal self. So again, you could be aging very well as well. Again, as I mentioned earlier, multiple glow ups. With the Nine of Pentacles, the nine is also the self. This is an independent energy, somebody who's built their own empire. They're able to financially provide for themselves and others. This also denotes that this person may view you as very generous, very kind, very patient, very conservative, very attractive, very much in a balance of feminine and kind of masculine energy. It doesn't matter your gender. This person is going to see you for who you are. And I do feel like it's because they are taking the time to build a bond, because they have no other choice. Right. And maybe this person has viewed or will view how you kind of decline everyone else's offers, because your energy is very much mystique. So I can see how your energy would attract in so many people. People want to get close to you to see what it is that are kind of hiding, especially when you're really attractive and you have all that you need and you don't really need anyone. You're not looking for attention. You're not looking for validation. You're confident and comfortable in your own space, in your own element. And people like that type of energy. People are usually drawn to that type of energy because it's very, it kind of raises a lot of questions. It's very interesting. And this person, again, I feel is kind of mirroring you. They're a bit of a challenge as well. I don't feel like this person is easy to get close to either, but I do feel like they are somebody who a lot of people may easily throw themselves at. And you are kind of like, yeah, you're attractive, but okay. Like that's kind of how your energy is giving. It's like this person could be standing in front of you, very attractive, very, successful, very, masculine or feminine or whatever. And you're kind of like, okay, and back to business. Like that's kind of, you just give very business, very aloof, very much somebody who is just like, what's the next, thing to check off on my list of things to do? Like, and that energy, again, it's kind of it I feel like it could be off-putting in most cases. It could be intimidating. Your energy gives intimidating, and I feel like it could intimidate those who pursue you or who make offers to you. But this person is going to see that challenge as very, very sexy and alluring. It's only going to make them even more attracted to you. it kind of gives me the vibe that you're somebody who, I feel like you desire love, like you desire a 10 of cups, you do desire this happy union, but it kind of suggests that maybe you're someone who feels like either it's not possible, maybe it's not meant for you, or you have done so much work on yourself that you've finally gotten to this place of happiness, success, this place of determination and arriving and creating this life that you want for yourself, that you are afraid that if you do open up to something else, it will send you backwards. So again, a bit jaded, but this person is not put off by that. And that again reconfirms that I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be your future spouse. But this is something that is going to move slowly. With Pentacles energy, this is going to take time. This is not something you're going to jump into. I do get the vibe that you are going to find this person attractive. I do get the vibe that when you two do come together, it is going to be something that is going to be fiery with the star card. That spark, that star in this is kind of giving me like something very passionate and intense, but it's something that it's almost like this person will awaken something in you, right? This person's going to reawaken your desire for romance. They're going to reawaken your hope and faith in love and passion and commitment with a romantic partner again. But they're going to put in a lot of work. This person's going to have to prove themselves, and they're going to see you as worth the wait. With the Seven of Pentacles out here and this Ace of Pentacles, this person is going to be determined with this Chariot card and patient with the Seven of Pentacles to, with this Ace of Pentacles offer they make, to prove to you the value in their offer, because with the Seven of Cups, you may not have seen the value there. This person is going to be determined to prove their value. They're going to be determined to prove to you how they're different and how they're authentic. And Pentacles, again, is grounded. It's long term. This is something that is to build to a legacy. This is something that is trustworthy. This is something that is mature. It's responsible. It's honorable. It's respectful. And that is what this person's going to work to prove to you. They're going to be assertive. They're going to be direct. You will not be guessing, but they will be patient as you slowly decide to open up and to allow them to get close. And I feel like they're going to enjoy every moment of getting close to you. I feel like you're going to be like a wise counsel for this person as well. They're going to view you in a very high light. They're going to see you as somebody who may have all the answers, maybe somebody who's like a fixer. They're going to view you as somebody who is very much trustworthy. And I think that's important to both of you. This person views you as trustworthy. And I feel like you may be a person who they trust to the fullest. If they've never trusted anyone else, they're going to trust you. And I feel like they're going to find it easy to open up to you. And it's going to be important to them that you are able to find it easy to open up to them, because clearly you don't open up to just anyone. And I don't blame you. But me personally, I find the Queen of Swords Hermit energy very attractive. I could be biased in that, just because that's it's an identifiable energy, but I feel like it does offer an element of allure. It kind of gives me the implications of like a high priestess, somebody who is very much evolved, somebody who is focused on themselves and not really focused on other people and validation. You mind your business, and this person loves that. You're not in any drama. You're not, petty or childish or immature. You're very mature. You know yourself. You trust yourself. You're trustworthy when it comes to dealing with other people. And this is like, it's kind of giving arm candy. And normally people probably wouldn't pair the Queen of Swords and the Hermit with that energy, but when I pair it with the Star card and the Nine of Pentacles, it's giving arm candy. This person views you as high value. They will view you as high value. They will view you as the star, as the Nine of Pentacles, somebody who has it all on their own and doesn't need them. But if you choose them, they know that you're choosing them because you want them. Other people may come after them because they are very good looking, or because they have a certain level of power, or star power, or what have you, or because they have a lot of wealth and success. Whereas with you, you have all this on your own. So you have no reason to choose this person other than to truly, genuinely, authentically want them. And this person is going to want to be wanted by you. Yeah, it feels good to me. I do feel again like you're just two powerful people. This feels like a power couple to me. For the like I said, for some of you, this is your future spouse, and you may be a power couple. You may work in the same career field, or you may meet at work, or you may collaborate. But there's a lot of pinnacles out here. So again, as I stated, this person sees you as high valued. I feel like you will grow to see them that way too. But I do feel like this is something that is meant to become a 10 of cups, 10 of pentacles for a lot of you. And I do feel like this, again, everyone's on a different timeline. So I was going to say that this is something that may come in very slowly or maybe far off. But to be fair, this is just a general reading. Okay. This is not a one-to-one. So, with that being said, some of you could be further ahead in this kind of Hermit, Queen of Swords, Nine of Pentacles energy than others. So, you may be closer to this energy um, than you think. Especially, like I said, Knight of Swords is a very swift energy. Queen of Swords is a swift moving energy. So it's like as soon as you hit this pinnacle of success, as soon as you find this nine of pentacles where you've finally the fruits of your labor have paid off, you have arrived to this point of happiness and joy in your career and your success and your dreams and your goals and your personal growth and your personal glow up and you're happy and at peace, this person comes in quickly, but I feel like this person will watch you grow. I feel like this person is going to be in your life, or they're going to have some level of access or view of you as you're building, or at least when you're closer to the final stages of success in what you're doing. And one more little tidbit here, because I think I touched on it, but I want to say it again. Some of you may be known, or you just may have a very prominent and prestigious, very important role in your career, or you're going to be viewed as somebody who is a wise counsel to others. You may be somebody who heals, or you're a healer through emotional intelligence. The Queen of Swords, Hermit energy makes me feel that some of you may heal through spiritual practices. Some of you may heal through teaching, like coaching, therapy. Some of you may heal through writing. Some of you may heal through simply being a protective energy for others, or teaching others how to protect and heal themselves and overcome. It's just giving a very authoritative energy. The person sees you as a protector. They see you as somebody who may have once been an underdog, but that doesn't seem like that's going to be your story for your life. This is kind of given the person that goes from the underdog with the hermit card, kind of hidden, working on themselves. Um, I guess what is it, like the caterpillar to the butterfly, the phoenix rising from the ashes. This story denotes a phoenix rising from the ashes. And it's like once you have created the life that you want, once you have built your own personal empire with this Nine of Pentacles, love is like the final type of element here that comes in. But I think you'll be more ready at that point. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can touch on in this one. But yeah, this is going to be a slow build. But with that star card, I feel like this is going to be it's going to be a quiet intensity, but your energy and this person's energy for some reason feels intense, but it feels like a very, I don't know. I don't think quiet intensity is the right phrase here. This feels kind of deep to me. This feels very spiritual, especially with the Hermit and the Star card. This feels like a spiritual connection. I feel like you two may be divinely guided to one another. But I do feel like there's something about your career, your creative endeavors that are going to that's going to bring you together. And that makes sense because if you're not looking for love outside of your dreams, your goals, or working on yourself, then it would make sense that you are in a relationship with your career. You are in a relationship with your own personal self growth and achievements. So it will make sense why those aspects would guide you to a romantic partner, because maybe that's the only way that you would even be able to, anyone with your future partner or your future romantic spouse or your future spouse would even be able to gain access to you is through something that you're focused on. But I'm going to leave your reading there. And of course, if it resonated on any level, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can let me know in the comments if you choose. And if interested, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you. Welcome to your reading group 2 regarding your next romantic relationship. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled 5 cards regarding some key details that wanted to come through regarding your next relationship. And we're going to go ahead and identify the 5 cards that came out, and then we'll get into the reading. So the first card out is the Knight of Swords, followed by the Queen of Wands, and then we have Temperance, followed by the Five of Cups, and the final card out is the Lovers. Bottom of the deck energy is the Three of Wands. So really quickly, it does not matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy, the messages should apply no matter what. So for this group, I'm going to be brief with this statement so that you can decide if you want to stick around for the reading or not. But based on the cards that have come out, this is more than likely somebody you already know, more than likely somebody you've already dated, or been in a relationship with, or perhaps you have even been married to. Because the Five of Cups is out here, which can be a divorce. But this is definitely somebody I feel strongly that you have already walked away from, or that has walked away from you, that wants to come back in, that is yearning for you, that is very much passionately desiring another chance with you. So I did pull clarifiers, okay? For those of you that have decided to stick around for the reading, we will go ahead and proceed. So I did pull 3 clarifiers from another tarot deck to kind of get more insight into the situation. And the 3 cards that came out in that tarot deck is the Six of Swords, followed by the Five of Wands. And then the Queen of Wands came out again in the second tarot deck. Bottom of the deck energy for that, for the clarifiers, is the Seven of Wands. So first and foremost, for this group, I just want to be very clear here. This is a very extremely deep, passionate, intense, lustful connection. For some of you, this could have felt like a karmic connection or like a twin flame connection. There is a lot of wands out here, and then there's also the swords energy. Nothing about this energy is slow and drawn out. Everything about this energy screams passion, lust, temptation, yearning, erotic. Like this is kind of a connection where you would know who I'm talking about. Like there is somebody that wants to come in and heal this connection. A lot of these energies are more accountable, I can honestly say, based on the cards, because temperance is out here, and that's a card about finding balance, finding compromise, meeting in the middle. It's about purifying, healing, and transforming something. And what's coming out after that is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of sadness. It's about heartbreak, divorce. It's a card about betrayals in love. This person has a lot of regrets, and there is some self blame here. So if the other person was at fault and they broke your heart, this person is taking accountability because the desire to be with you is very strong. With the Knight of Swords, this is somebody that wants to come in quickly. For the masculines drawn to this, you could be operating in the Knight of Swords energy when it comes to this, and you could be pursuing this Queen of Wands energy. But for my feminines here, this person is seeing you as extremely attractive, extremely attractive. The Queen of Wands came out in the first card pull and in the clarifying cards. So there's a fear here that you will be someone else will come. There's a fear that someone else will come along and win you over. You could be somebody who is very attractive, very sexy and sensual. You could be a fire sign. This person could be a fire sign, or maybe a lot of scorpionic energy or fire in your charts. But you're being viewed and coming through in this reading, especially for the feminines, as very seductive, the star of the show, somebody with a big presence, somebody that's very alluring and magnetizing. The way you dress, the way you look, the way you smell, the way you talk, the way you walk is coming through as very enticing and very desirable. And so I feel like that could be why this person wants to operate in a very swift energy, because the Knight of Swords is very decisive action. This is not just a person who's thinking about you and talking about you. This is a person that's coming in to take action to win you over. This person wants to heal this connection. We have the Temperance card of healing, and then we have the Five of Cups of the broken heart. If this person hurt you, they want to heal and kind of try to remedy and fix and reach a compromise here where you two can meet in the middle and find balance in this connection, because the Three of Wands is at the bottom, and that's about swift advancement and growth and expansion in a journey, in a path, in something, right? It's also the card about improved status and also putting in hard work passionately, diligently, and how do you say, intently, to advance and grow something that your heart is desiring. This person wants to move very quickly. This is very intense. I mean, this feels, I've experienced this to some degree. So this lets me know you have to know who this is, because this type of reading, I would know instantly who this person is, who this reading would be regarding, from having experienced something like this before. So some of you may not take this person back. And that is perfectly fine, because even though we are asking about your next relationship, we have freedom of choice. And the choices we make at each given moment can change the trajectory of how things turn out. So, in this moment, based on these cards that I pulled for this group, this is saying in this moment, it's projected to be, your next relationship is projected to be with someone you have already been intimate with, or that you've already dated or had some sort of romantic experience with. But there was a very deep heartbreak. This was something toxic. The Six of Swords and Five of Wands and the Seven of Wands at the bottom of the deck in the clarifiers means that this was a very explosive connection. Now, in this connection, there could have been a lot of extremes. So when things were good, they were overwhelmingly amazing, very intoxicating. Like you could not get enough of each other. Like you fiend for each other. You yearned for each other. The intimacy could have been very explosive and very healing, very passionate. And I do feel like for this group, this person could have been the best you've ever had, but certainly I'm getting the energy here that you were the best this person has ever had. I don't feel like if this person has dated or interacted or was intimate with anyone since the ending of this, no one's measuring up to you. They're seeing you as the person that is on the pedestal. With the Queen of Wands, this is the most attractive queen in tarot, the most desired. So again, you could attract a lot of attention, or this person may be aware that there are other people that want you, or that you are highly desired and that you have a lot of suitors. And this person could be wanting to come in so swiftly and act on this and rekindle this so swiftly to kind of keep you from ending up in another relationship, or to avoid someone else getting you, because they are viewing you as a prize. And based on the Knight of Swords energy and the Seven of Wands and the clarifier, this person is willing to put in the work. Three of Wands too, this person is willing to put in the work. They want to overcome. With that Seven of Wands and the clarifiers, they want to overcome any obstacles and setbacks or anything negative and toxic that had been happening before. Because with the Five of Wands out here, there was a lot of chaos. There was competition. There could have been infidelity. This person could have been, kind of putting you in a position to compete for them. For some of you, there could have been a lot of competition for you and or competition for them. It could have raised some insecurities in one or both, and that could have created a lot of arguments and a lot of chaos between the two of you. With the Seven of Wands, there could have been others interfering in this with their opinions, trying to break it up. There could have been a lot of jealousy from other people regarding this connection, because with the Lovers, this is most likely a very sexy couple. Very sexy, very passionate. You can feel the energy between this type of, within this connection. People around you can feel this. It is very magnetizing. This is something that is very alluring, very, as together, like individually, you two can be very, enticing, but I feel like together it takes it to a whole nother level. You could be the type of couple that people like to observe interact, because there's so much passion and depth and intensity there that people may feed off of the energy. But it also would make people want you both as well, right? Make people want you and make others want them. So I feel like there were people intervening. There could have been people that were jealous and wanted to tear you two apart. There could have been people that were vying for each of your affections, and it caused one or both of you to self-sabotage. But it's just giving that this was very toxic, passionate, deep. The intimacy could have been mind-blowing, but it was definitely toxic. And I can see why. This feels like it's too hot to handle. And in the clarifiers, we have the Six of Swords, and that's about walking away from conflict. It's about smooth sailing waters, choosing peace, because there's too much toxicity, there's too much disruption, there's too much disagreements and negativity. And then the Five of Wands follows, signifying that either you, as the Queen of Wands, walked away from this, or this person could have walked away from you because maybe you were the person that was chaotic and toxic. And it, take it how it resonates. It could have been both of you, right? Because the Queen of Wands is not above, the Queen of Wands is not above creating some chaos herself. Let's be honest. She can be chaotic. She's very fiery, she's very impulsive, and she is someone who will speak up. This is a firecracker energy. This person could have challenged you and you challenged them back, and vice versa. And that's why you two could be very compatible, because you both match each other's flame, each other's fire. And you both could have been feeding off of that intensity. And I mean, it's easy to feed off of, because as toxic as this is, it is intoxicating, right? That's why toxic is intoxicating, because it's something that feeds you and fuels you in such a especially intimately. This can feed you in a way where it's hard to walk away from the person, because the lust and even love in this could feel like something that is, you want it, but at the time maybe you both were more immature, or maybe both of you were not at a place where you were willing to compromise with this temperance card, or one or the other was not willing to compromise and let cooler heads prevail. But there's a lot of regret here. There's a lot of regret, and there's fear of someone else coming along and taking their place. And like I said, you could be the one pursuing this person, but there's definitely somebody operating in the Knight of Swords. And the Queen of Wands is a free spirit. So this is usually somebody who's single and enjoying that singlehood. You could have even went through a glow up since the end of this connection. And this person has seen you. Maybe they're watching you on social media. Maybe they are aware that there are people within your friend group that are desiring you. Maybe they're seeing posts and comments on your profiles. Or again, maybe they just know from being with you that there's always been people competing for your attention. And the same could be said for them. But based on these cards, these are the key details. This is somebody that wants to reconcile, because Temperance card can also be about reconciliation. Like I said, purifying a situation and transforming it and balancing it out. That's giving me the energy of karma. That's why I said this could have felt very karmic. And maybe it's meant to come back around like the Wheel of Fortune, like a karmic cycle, and balance out to have a better, again, with that Three of Wands at the bottom, to progress, to grow. The passion here, I feel like, has grown more and more. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So in the absence of this connection, the distance here, I feel like it could have intensified the passion and desire for one another, the lust, the temptation, but especially for this person. Whoever's operating in this Knight of Swords, this person could think about you nonstop. They could be fantasizing about you. They could be watching you, on social media. They could maybe be communicating with other people and keeping an eye on you, because they see you as a prize. They see you as arm candy. They see you as somebody that anybody would be happy to be with and to have as their own. And they want you as theirs. And the lovers is a healing connection. It is a connection that can heal on a deep level. And the lovers is also a card where this is the type of connection that is so deeply intertwined that these people tend to choose each other and come back to each other over and over again, because that this type of passion is not, it's irresistible. This feels very irresistible. Like this is something that you, even if you don't want to want this person, or even if they didn't want to want you, they can't help it. Like this feels like they can't help themselves, or you can't help yourself. And even in a situation where you've walked away, or they've walked away, or you've ended peacefully, or decided to go your separate ways, you still feel a yearning for this person. You still feel a deep desire for them, or they feel that for you, or you are both feeling each other's energy. Because with the lovers, this is an equal exchange. You could be miles apart and still feel this person's desire for you, and you could still be feeling this desire for them. You two could even be meeting on like a 5D level, on like a higher level. Like you two could be, it's energy, and energy can be felt from miles and miles from another country, because it's between two people. I feel like you know who I'm talking about. I feel like you feel this person's energy. This person could have already made their presence known, because like I said, there's no pentacles out here. There's nothing slow about this energy. Almost all the cards out here scream fast, quick, abrupt, desperate, intense, passion, swift, fast movement. There's nothing slow about this. So this person is either already come in, or they have made up their mind, because the Knight of Swords is decisive action. This is where you decide in the moment and you swiftly take the action on what you've decided to do. This person wants to come in and communicate. They want to plead their case if they were wrong. With the Five of Cups, there's self-blame, there's regret, there's sadness over how this ended. This Temperance and Five of Cups again makes me feel like there's some accountability here, either from you or from them, but I'm feeling that this is mostly from them. Yeah, this definitely, yeah, if you don't want a past person back, if you know for a fact you'll say no, that, I mean, that doesn't stop people from coming back around. Trust me. But my point is that you may say no, and then obviously that would kind of change things. You still have freedom of choice. But this is a general reading. Some of you know who this is, and based on this type of depth that I'm getting from this, I do feel like there's a number of you that would contemplate taking this person back, or at least reconnecting with them on a more intimate level. This feels overwhelming. I will be honest. So I can see why there was so much chaos here. Because if you feel this kind of passion for a person and for each other, this is like two fiery energies coming together, and that becomes explosive. This feels like the type of connection where there was sexual healing, or like this is what is meant to happen, right? This person comes back around, you link up with this lover's energy, and then with the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck, it further expands and ignites this connection, this bond, this soul tie that you have with this person. And if you want a new person, or if this is not the energy that you wanted to hear, I respect it. You may have to choose a different pile. But I can only read what comes out. And I'm going to be clear. I pre-shuffled and then I shuffled again, and the same cards and the same messages came out. Now, I pre-shuffled and pulled for this one twice in the original pull. And the Queen of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Lovers came out every single time. The Knight of Swords came out twice. Once in the one of the other pulls, and then it came out in this final one. So that lets me know. And the Three of Wands consistently came out at the bottom of the deck. And I pre-shuffled good 3 times. This is the energy that came out. So I'm standing 10 toes down that this is based on the current energy. So like I said, some of you could already be back in communication with this person. So you would know if this resonates or not. For others of you, this is not a one-on-one reading, right? This is not a one-on-one reading. But this does feel like the type of connection that would be hard to say no to rekindling, especially where the Temperance comes in and the Lovers is here, and the Three of Wands, where there's the ability to heal and transform this for the better. You could have transformed, they could have transformed, and now maybe you're able to come in and have a healing and loving connection. You have 2 cards of healing out here, 2 cards of balance, 2 cards of compromise and compatibility, the Lovers and Temperance. You have the Three of Wands, a card of growth. In the clarifying bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Wands, a card of overcoming obstacles, battles, challenges, and overcoming anything or anyone that comes up against this connection. So there's potential here, but it's up to you. Okay? Or them. Again, you know where you fit in this. I just read the cards and give the messages. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there. And of course, if it resonates, please feel free to like and subscribe. And you can let me know in the comments if you choose. And if interested, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you. Welcome to your reading group 3 regarding your next romantic relationship. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled 5 cards regarding some key details concerning your next romantic relationship. So we'll identify the 5 cards that came through, and then we will go ahead and get into the reading. So the first card out is the Six of Wands, followed by the Queen of Swords, and then we have the Four of Swords, followed by the Ace of Wands. And then we have the final card out, the King of Swords. Bottom of the deck energy is the Wheel of Fortune. So, really quickly, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy, the messages should apply no matter what. So, for this group, pile 3 is always one that gets me, but this one actually came out really quickly. The cards came out in sequence without an issue. And this is a seamless reading. There are some side notes that I'm going to point out just to be clear, just to make sure I'm covering every possible detail, story, scenario, or dynamic that could be possible here. But primarily, for this group, it is very clear this is a power couple. Okay. Your next romantic relationship, I do feel, is going to be with your destined partner, because we have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom, and that is about something that is destined, something that is fated. I do feel like this is a connection that will come together suddenly. This will be a connection that may come together very synchronistically, but this is somebody that you are fated and destined to be with. I do feel like this will come at a time where you are both operating in a Six of Wands energy. This will be a couple that is either seen or very popular or very notable. In other words, you both have very prominent roles and positions in your careers and in the public eye, because Six of Wands is about public recognition. It can also be about fame. So both of you could work in the same career field, because we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. You both could be working together to operate in a business, or you could meet as two individuals who are meeting of the minds. I do feel like this will be a very passionate connection. I do feel like you may meet them suddenly, or the connection with this Ace of Wands and Wheel of Fortune will take off suddenly. And I keep saying the King of Wands, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords are both swift energies. They are very clear about what they want. They have a lot of wisdom, very mature. You could meet this person when you're a little bit older, or you could both be old souls, and you could both be maybe a bit spiritual, or you could be operating in a spiritual career field. You could both be authors. You could both be lawyers, judges, motivational speakers, teachers. It could be a plethora of things when it comes to the swords energy, but definitely two intellectual people. You will bond over intellectual conversations, and I feel like that will be a huge turn on for the both of you. The way that you understand each other, the way that you recognize each other. This is like you meeting yourself in another person. And the King of Swords, Queen of Swords are very closed off energies. They're very detached. They're not operating from a heart space, and they're not energies that are easy to get close to. But I feel like because you both are similar and perhaps have similar career fields, you two will come together very quickly. I feel like you will recognize each other as soon as you see each other as the one. This is a very seamless reading, okay? There will be deep passion here. I feel like as soon as you see this person, you may immediately want to be intimate with them. But mind you, the King of Swords and Queen of Swords are still very guarded, and they still do take their time. And mind you, the Four of Swords is coming out before the Ace of Wands. And the Four of Swords is about taking a break. It's about, kind of reflecting, reassessing, and kind of relaxing and just taking a time out, before moving into something. So perhaps you two will kind of maybe reflect, or you will both be in a reflective state or in the energy of taking a break. Because with the Six of Wands, that kind of makes me feel like you will both be in coming out of or in the midst of this, very huge, overwhelmingly successful period in your life, where there's a lot going on with that Six of Wands. And you will be in a moment where or either this Queen of Swords or this King of Swords, or both of you will be in this Four of Swords state where you're kind of taking a time out after so much prosperity and abundance, after maybe being in the spotlight or, being seen or working a lot, and you will just want to kind of recover your health. There could be a lot of mental break that is needed here because of a lot of overstimulation due to what you do for a career. And then at that time, you two come together, or you may take a break together and then meet. Now, I do want to go into the side note here, and I'm going to say this because it needs to be said, because it came through. I pulled 3 clarifying cards for the previous 2 groups. So, of course, to be fair, as I am, I pulled 3 clarifying cards for this group. I did not keep the clarifying cards, but I am going to speak on them anyway. The cards that came out for the clarifying from the second deck for this group was the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, which both came out at the same time. That has never happened for me in my readings. The third card out was the Five of Swords, conflict. Bottom of the deck energy was the Six of Cups, a past energy. So really quickly. This may not apply to all of you, but definitely somebody here, it does. This could potentially be someone from the past for some of you. You may have had a partner or somebody that you dated at a time where you both were focused on yourselves, both in your free spirited energy, both really following your dreams and goals. You could have had a lot of suitors, a lot of people wanting you, and not really in the energy of wanting to settle down. Maybe not having tempered that passion and aggression or assertive energy that you had at the time, and it created a lot of conflict in your connection, and you went your separate ways. And this denotes with this Wheel of Fortune, this may come back around later on down the line when you both have achieved with that Six of Wands your dreams and goals, and you have tempered and transformed into the King of Swords, Queen of Swords energies, where that assertive energy and that passion is now controlled, it's tempered, there are boundaries set, and you both are more mature and emotionally intelligent and wise, and are now able to handle that Ace of Wands passion and intense desire and connection that you once had before. Because the Four of Swords is a timeout, it's taking a break from something, and then the Ace of Wands is now coming back together, passionate and intense. The final option here is somebody here or a couple of people here. You may have an option between two people. There could be someone from your past that comes back around that you had a very deep, passionate, intense, very overwhelmingly kind of irresistible connection with, but there was a lot of conflict and you walked away and went your separate ways. But there may be a newer person that comes in that is actually at your level, right? This could be a newer energy with this King and Queen of Swords, somebody who is meeting you where you are at that point, who you have become at that point, and you are at the same level with this person. And there's a lot of passion and desire here. But that other person comes back around because they may have matured or because they have been longing for you all this time, or there may be some unfinished business. Who knows? This will apply to a couple of you, if not all of you. But I definitely feel that you're going to fall in one of those groups. You will know better than I do. I am always going to give every possible scenario, dynamic, and situation that comes through in the readings. That's all I can do. So you may have a choice. There may be a past person where you both evolve and come back together with that Wheel of Fortune and you're destined to be together, but at a time when you both are able to handle the passion and the deep intensity that this connection brings. Or this is certainly a new person for a lot of you. And I do feel like this person is destined and fated for you. And I do feel like this is a person that will mirror you. You will meet yourself in another person. And for that message, this doesn't matter if this is a past person or a new person. You will mirror this person. You two may have had similar backgrounds, similar upbringings, have had similar things you've overcome. You both could have been closed off and single for a while because you were focusing on achieving your dreams and goals with that Six of Wands. And then you both come together and this passion erupts because you have finally, with that Wheel of Fortune, found the person that meets you in a way that no one else has, somebody that you can trust, somebody that is loyal, somebody that you can let your guard down for. Two people that are, this is a power couple. This makes me feel like two people who will only trust each other solely. Even if there are other people around you that you may trust or rely on to some degree, you don't trust anyone like you will trust each other. This is a match made in heaven because you understand each other on an emotional and mental level. Nobody understands a King of Swords like a Queen of Swords, and nobody understands a Queen of Swords like a King of Swords. And I feel like the two of you together are going to be very prominent figures. I do feel strongly for some of you, you could be famous. Okay, now if you're famous online, because again, this is swords energy, it's the internet, it's communication. You could be an online, a famous couple online, influencers or something like that. But there are a number of you that are meant to be famous, and I do feel like your life path or whatever you are supposed to do in this world, it is meant to be a it is meant to be done with a partner. This group feels like you have a very big fated purpose in life, especially with that Wheel of Fortune. This person is destined because I feel like your life purpose with this person intertwines. So it happens suddenly and it is meant to be. It's unavoidable. You two could be closed off to love, but when this comes in, when you meet this person, there's not going to be anything stopping that Ace of Wands passion from fueling between the two of you. And that's just plain and simple. Like I'm just being completely honest. This could be the person that you have been waiting a lifetime for. Because when you have the King and Queen of Swords, these people, they tend to not trust anyone enough to let anyone close to fall in love with them. This kind of feels like a continuation of pile one, if I'm honest, and a blend of pile one and two, especially with the clarifying situation, the clarifying cards that came through. But I definitely feel strongly here, this is a power couple. This is a famous group where these are people that are going to be very popular, or you're going to be extremely powerful figures in some way. There's something that you are going to, there's some sort of position or career or creative endeavor that you will be in. You will be known by the public. And as I stated, it could be on a large scale, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune is big energy, or this could be on a small scale, but this is something that you were put here to do. I feel like for this group, I'm going to make a bold statement. You and this person were put here to be together. I don't feel it when you look at fate and destiny, there's no way that you are going to miss this person. I don't feel that. Right now, everybody has free will, and the choices we make lead us to the path, and it leads us to where we're going. But usually, when something is fated or destined, all we do, and all our choices do rather, is reroute us, but it's always going to get you to the same destination, your destiny. Okay. So rest assured, for some of you, you may have felt like you would never find the one, but I feel like for this group, this is definitely an extremely high level soulmate, or this is your divine counterpart. And this is somebody that I feel like you are going to have a happily ever after with. This is feeling like a love of a lifetime. This is giving couple goals. You're grounded, you're stable, you have boundaries, but I feel like this is the type of couple where behind closed doors, you're a King of Wands, Queen of Wands. So maybe those clarifying cards could have confirmed that you both operate in the King of Wands and Queen of Wands energy. Very passionate, driven, creative, very free spirited in your own right, successful and well known in your own right, having paved your own path, but also together, this King and Queen of Swords. But either way, I do feel strongly for this group. Yeah, you're destined for this. This the way these cards came out and the energy I'm getting, this feels like a massive type of encounter, like something synchronistic, like again, I feel like when you meet this person, you may gasp, right? Like this may feel like almost like your heart or your soul is kind of lit up when you meet eyes with this person. Like you both, it kind of feels like one of those moments when you first meet a person and they're the one, based off of the movies, I'm, I'm just going off of that. Where when your eyes meet, it's almost like a light bulb goes off. Because the Ace of Wands is fiery energy. It's the light. It's igniting. It's almost like a light bulb goes off, like almost something clicks. And all of a sudden you have this overwhelming desire for this person. This could be a past life soulmate, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, I'm feeling like this could be something past life, but definitely something that is going to light your heart up. And this is going to pull out a certain desire and passion and excited, fun energy in you that you've never had. With this Ace of Wands, I feel like you both are very structured, very serious, very assertive, very mature, emotionally intelligent people who, are very focused and responsible and authoritative. But I feel like together you bring out this fun, playful, exciting kind of inspirational experience with each other. I feel like with this connection, not only is the intimacy going to be overwhelmingly amazing, I feel like you motivate each other, and I feel like you are each other's muse. I feel like you're each other's muse. You inspire each other, you ignite each other. Definitely. This feels very, very, very big to me. And I can't I'm almost lost. I'm almost having a hard time finding the right words to phrase this, but this group is definitely kind of giving me big deal vibes. Like this is a big deal, and I'm trying to. Yeah, this again. I'm probably gonna leave the reading here because I'm getting lost for words, but it almost feels overwhelming. This person is definitely, you're going to bring out the fun side of each other, the playful side. When I say that guard is coming down for the both of you, that guard is dropping. Like it's not just lowering, it's dropping. You will disarm each other, and you will both know that you can trust each other and that you can go into this because this is a connection that is going to move quickly. And I don't feel like you or this person are the type that move quickly and go openly into something romantic, especially when it comes to your heart space. You're going to go into this quickly. You will not be able to fight this. You will not be able to guard this. You will not be able to deny this, to reject this, to close off from this, to hide from this, to run from this. You will feel so drawn to each other that you will actually come towards each other. You two may actually, some of you, if not all of you, you may actually hook up with this person before you even get serious, because I feel like the desire and the passion and the trust is going to be so present and prevalent in the both of you that it's going to be overwhelming. That I do feel like some of you, you're going to be intimate very quickly, even before you become a unit. Definitely. This feels like innovators. This feels like trendsetters. Somehow you two are changing something. There's something here about you changing, or it feels like maybe the role you play is, you could be in a healing profession, true enough, but this kind of feels like people who is innovative. This is kind of giving me the energy of people who are like rule breakers or people who create fairness and harmony and balance. It's like you, a rebel with a cause. This feels like two rebels with a cause. This kind of feels almost like two activists or people who fight for something. You fight for the rights of others. You have the same belief systems. You see things the same way. This is going to be your partner in, I want to say partner in crime, but obviously you are the type of energies that fight crime. I love this for you. I love this for you. Yeah, but I can get lost in this energy. So let me just close this out. I'm going to leave it there. And of course, if it resonated on any level, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can let me know in the comments if you choose. And if interested, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you.